I'm exclusively in the mobile home market. So to
Okay.
me, the numbers made sense. It made sense at the end of the day. So I'm just looking at the numbers and I'm like, wait a minute, Abdul. Somebody's going to have to borrow money, $100,000. Let's say a person borrows $100,000 to get a single family home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say they rent it out and they make $800 a month. I can buy your mobile home and fix it up for $10,000 and still receive $800 a month cash flow.
All right, man, let's get it, man. Hey, what's happening, family? My name is Tyler.
And it's Daryl checking in with you.
Yeah, and this is Uncharted Mind, right? The podcast where we talk life, health, and wealth. All right, today, man, we got a special guest, a guy by the name of Abdul. One of the pioneers in the mobile home game. He's gonna come on, give us a lot of game on, different ways that we can, become financially successful in the industry that may be looked down upon. I'm not gonna lie, man. I actually lived in a trailer for probably 80-90% of my childhood. And I never really thought about, because they're not as sexy, right? I never really thought about the business aspect of it, right? So we're going to talk about it today. Abdul, he's a professional in it. He's been in it for a while. Him and his father, by the way. He's gonna come up and put his info in on that. But without further ado, man, Abdul, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Tell the people what you do, who you are, and all things dealer.
Yeah, so peace and blessings, everybody. First and foremost, I would like to thank, both of you guys for having me on this show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just a little brief, history about myself, man. My father, ever since I was young, he always wanted me to be an entrepreneur. So with that, at the age of 5 years old, elementary school, he had me hustling, candy. And so he would actually take me to the candy store and, we would buy a lot of candy, like, everything that you can think of, man. I would buy it and he would give me the price points and what to sell it to the children. So when I would come home, man, I would come home with a lot of, coins, pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters, and I'd just sit there and I'd count it out. And so what he was doing was he was actually preparing me for something bigger. So once I, count out the money, he would say, okay, well, cool. Then I want you to go ahead and I want you to reinvest back into yourself. But I want you to give me the money that I put up for you. And, at a young age, I really didn't understand that. Because I'm like, Daddy, I thought you just bought the candy for me and you want me to flip and I get to keep everything. But I didn't understand that, So then at the age of 8 years old, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. So my family, we had one of the largest peanut business in Charleston area. Everybody knew us.
Okay.
Everybody in Charleston, South Carolina knew my family. And at the age of 8 years old, I worked for them. So, I used to clean the pots. I used to bag the peanuts, everything, cook the peanuts with them, and sometimes sell the peanuts. And then, from that point, from, I would say, first grade all the way until I graduated high school, my parents didn't have to buy me shoes. They didn't have to buy me clothes. They didn't have to buy my school supplies, nothing. So I was able to take care of myself. And so my father, he was always telling me that I was an asset to the family, me and my siblings, because no money was coming out of my parents' pocket. We were always literally paying for everything. And so that transitioned into mobile homes. So now I'm 15 years old and my father, he's actually bringing me to the mobile homes with him. And then now I'm seeing how he interact with tenants. So the different tenants is coming in the house, leaving the house. And I'm like, okay, that's how you interact with tenants. And then my father, he'd be like, Abdul, I want you to come cut the grass. Hey, Abdul, I want you to help me paint. Hey, Abdul, I want you to help me build these decks. And so now I'm learning the hands-on aspect. And I tell people, as a man, I feel as though that every male child should have some type of hands-on things that they know how to do, of course, with their hands, some type of skill set. And, I was able to pick that up at a very young age. And that transitioned to me working in the construction field. And then from there, that's whenever I started, investing in mobile homes. But I would say the reason why I got into mobile homes once, all this experience of me being an entrepreneur as a child, you know, I did want to experience what it was like working for somebody. For some reason, all my friends was working. And I tell people it's all about your environment.
Yep.
It's all about your environment. So my environment was full of people that I was working. So therefore, I thought I needed a job. I needed to work for somebody else. And so once I got out of high school, man, I jumped into it, started working. But the one thing that changed me was I was working with the youth. And the owner came in. They said, Abdul, shoot your shot. The owner is here. Tell him about the program and you want to introduce. And so I told the owner about it. He said, man, it's a go. He said, man, go do it. You know, and I came back. I had everything, you know, in a file. I gave it to the head director. 2 weeks later, the head director gave my position to someone else in the company. And they took all of my information that I gave them and literally implemented in their program, but gave it to somebody else.
Wow, that's crazy. But that happened every day.
That was my turning point. You said what?
I said it happens every day. It's crazy, but it happens every day.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that was my turning point, man. So, you know, after I came home, I was pissed. You know, after talking to him, I was extremely pissed because I'm like, damn, I said, y'all took, you know, something that I created and then y'all gave it to somebody else and then lied about it. And so that was really my turning point, man. I said, you know what? My father, you know, he already taught me the game. And when I called my pops, I talk to my pops almost every day. I called my pops and I said, look, man, I'm about to start investing in mobile homes. And all he did for several minutes straight was just laugh on the phone. And he was like, I was trying to tell you.
Asked him that.
Yeah.
I was around, I believe 24.
Okay.
I was about 24 then. And I told him, I said, man, look, I said, I'm about to jump in the mobile home game. And he said, dude, I was trying to prepare you for that. So once you got out of school, you could have literally been investing in mobile homes. And of course, I would have been much further where I am right now. You know, so that's pretty much how I got, you know, back reinstated in the mobile home game.
Okay.
You know, so that's a little backstory about myself.
And that's dope, man. Dope. Because and I asked you specifically what age you were when you jumped in, because I want all of our listeners from, you know, all ages, all demographics to know, man. Listen, you don't have to be a specific age. You feel what I'm saying, to get into this industry, and I'm sure you can attest to that yourself, based on the story you just said. You know, had you continued with the business right after school, you would have been further along than you are right now. So, 18, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. If you have the knowledge, if you have the game, if you have the mentorship, right, which is probably the most important, is the most important.
Yeah,
you can get started, right? So, starting in this business, right? What was your first, outside of what what your pops taught you coming up, as far as the hands-on, seeing them interact with tenants, the day-to-day things. Yeah. What was your first steps when, I guess, investing in this business at 24?
All right, so let me tell you something. Now, whenever I do something, I know that I have to put my all into it, right? Mm-hmm. So for 10 months straight, all I studied was real estate, business, and credit.
Okay.
For 10 months straight. I didn't listen to no music or anything that would have clouded my mind for 10 months. And then that's whenever I jumped into the game, because I wanted to make sure that I had a fully comprehensive knowledge on what I was getting myself into. Now, a lot of people, they may not want to take that approach, right? And I'm pretty sure there's something that both of y'all are very good at. And then when somebody asks you how long y'all been doing it, y'all been like, oh yeah, for 10 years. And they be like, oh, 10 years? Oh, that's too long. Because a lot of people don't want to put in that work. Mm-hmm. So I took 10 months to literally focus on myself and what I really want to do. And then that's when I jumped into the game. So I wanted to make sure that I was familiar, you know, with how to actually start a business up. I was getting into the real estate realm of things. So I wanted to make sure I was running things correctly, you know, and then I knew that I want to leverage my credit to be able to help me get some of these mobile homes. Mm-hmm. So I studied real estate, business, and credit. And therefore, since me doing that, it literally took me to the next steps. And that's whenever I got my first mobile home by myself in October of that year. Okay. And once that took place, that's whenever, you know, I never looked back, you know, at that point. So I would tell people, whenever you first getting into this industry, make sure you do your due diligence as far as studying the necessary tools that you need to study. And then once you have a comprehensive knowledge on how the whole entire deal process goes, because it's very easy, but once you know it, it's less likely for you to actually make mistakes. And I tell people, don't make mistakes. Like if I've already made a mistake, right? You shouldn't go behind me and make the same mistake. So one thing my father always taught me was, he said, a wise person learns from other people's mistakes. He said a fool learns from his own mistakes. And we've been always taught that we should learn from our mistakes. We should learn from our mistakes. No, you should not just simply learn from your mistakes. You should learn from other people's mistakes so you don't make that same mistake.
So our mentorship is extremely important.
Man,
in business, especially. But in this thing called life, bro, like we need that. We need that mentorship. We need that person who has gone through, a situation that we may intend on going through, man. So now your pops was extremely smart.
I was about to say, big shout out to your pops, man. Just, instilling that into you early, and I feel like too, man, like us in this little side conversation, but I feel like too, man, us as a people, we need to stop, when your kids hit 18 and, you grown now, let me just throw you out to the wolves. Like, nah, your dad was there, like, from the beginning. And even still, when you were, you say you were 24, it was like, hey, I've been here waiting for you the whole time to get into the game. He was ready for you. You know what I'm saying? He still was willing to help.
So real quick, boss, so you wholesale, or not wholesale, you fix and flip mobile homes, correct?
That's correct.
Can you walk us through, start to finish? You know that you want to fix and flip something, right? But can you walk us through, okay, where do you go to look for these properties? What are you looking for when you get to these properties? What's your, what percentage of revenue are you looking to make from each property? Is there a specific, okay, if this house is 10,000 when I buy it, I know I can put 5,000 in and make, you feel what I'm saying? Like what are your numbers? Like tell us the whole thing, man. Explain it to us. Break it down.
Yes, I explained it. I explained everything to you from start to finish. So, okay. So now me personally, I like to get off market deals, right? But for the listeners, so off market deal is pretty much a deal that's not on the current market that everybody can see. I like to have deals that nobody don't know about except for me and my business. That's it.
How do you find those deals? Real quick.
Okay, so prime example. Let's say you have a bandit sign. Let's say you use one of your bandit signs, you put it out there, right? Now, you may get let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you get an older person. An older person may not know about all these different platforms that you can find mobile homes on. So therefore, they see your bandit sign, and now it's like, okay, well, cool. Well, can you come and view my home? That's whenever my company will go. We will view the home. And of course, if we like the home, now we go ahead and we put in an offer for the home and we lock it up on the contract. So like us, we do so many different exit strategies. We have so many different exit strategies in our business, whether we want to fix and flip it, wholesale it, do a bank finance, it doesn't matter. But since we're talking about fix and flip right now, so what I would do is, let's say I get an off market deal. I put a bandit sign out that says, we buy and sell mobile homes. Somebody contact me. We go out there and we look at the property. So there's 5 major things you want to look at whenever you're viewing a property. You want to look at the roofing, the floors, electrical, HVAC, and plumbing. Those are the 5 key things that you want to check inside of a house. Once we have already inspected the house and we like the house, now we want to make sure that we negotiate. And I tell people negotiating is going to be one of the key steps whenever you're trying to get a mobile home, because a lot of people, they leave a lot of money on the table. If you leave a lot of money on the table, now, you're paying somebody an extra $2,000-$3,000 when you could negotiate that number down. So once we actually negotiate the home, now I'm thinking about what exit strategy I'm going to do. Now, let's say I say, okay, well, cool. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a fix and flip. The number one thing I think of is the market. How is that market? So there's a couple of things you want to do before you even start investing. You want to check out your market, your demographics. There was a time I was about to invest in Salem, Alabama. Salem, Alabama have less than 8,000 people in their small town. Now, not only that, but the average household income per year is only $24,000.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to sell the home for $20,000.
Oh no!
So you already know I wasn't going to sell the mobile home in that area for $20,000 because the average household only brought in $24,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you got to know your market. So before you start spitting out numbers, you want to know if you're even going to see a return. So I would go ahead, I would run the numbers to see if this is a nice lucrative market. If it is, then I will, okay, cool. We can go ahead and we can buy this mobile home at a certain price point. So let's say if the market is at $20,000, I know I'm going to fix and flip it. I'm not going to buy that home at $10,000. I'm going to try to buy that home at a significant low price because I know I may have to put, $2,000 to $5,000 into that home.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I buy the home at $6,000 and then I fix it up and then I'm able to sell it for $20,000. I put $4,000 inside of it. I see a $10,000 profit. Mm-hmm. And then it's all about, I think about the materials that I'm going to be using inside a person's home. Because when people think about renovating a mobile home or even a house, they feel as though that they got to do everything in the house. No, when I go in a house, I see what needs to be renovated. Because it may be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but only one bedroom may be destroyed. The other bedrooms, I may only have to paint it, and that's it. I may not have to do anything with the floors. So I try to, of course, look at the things that need to get done, the necessities, and then that's whenever, I go from there. So those are some of the things I look at whenever, I'm fixing a flip. And of course, there's going to be more things that will go into it. And another thing I would say is, if a person is doing a fix and flip property, make sure that you already have an established team put together. Mm-hmm. Sometimes whenever you're trying to throw together your team, those are people that, you're actually going to have to pay more for. Because if they destroy your property, then now you got to get another contractor or another handyman inside to fix what somebody else have done. Mm. So what I like to do is I like to give somebody, if I'm going to like a new market and my guys may not travel that far, I'm going to make sure I give a person a small project first. So whenever you give somebody a small project first, if they mess that up, then you can't give them a big project. Yeah. For sure you can't give them a big project.
Can't trust them with the big money.
Yeah.
Exactly. So therefore, they get fired.
Gotcha.
It's business. You fire them and you find somebody else. So it's a lot of things that go into it, but that is a little, segue to, fix and flip a property, at the end of the day.
Okay. So as far as your team. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Well,
I'll let you go.
I was going to say real quick. So you specialize in the mobile homes, but what made you choose that path? And are you exclusively just in the mobile home market, or do you do any traditional homes as well?
So I'm exclusively in the mobile home market. So to me, the numbers made sense. It made sense at the end of the day. So I'm just looking at the numbers and I'm like, wait a minute, Abdul. Somebody's going to have to borrow money, $100,000. Let's say a person borrows $100,000 to get a single family home, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say they rent it out and they make $800 a month. I can buy your mobile home and fix it up for $10,000 and still receive $800 a month cash flow.
True. No, that's smart.
So why would I go the real estate route? And I know some people say, well, I can take the equity out of the home and I could buy another one. By the time you've done that, I can already buy 50 mobile homes.
Mm. See?
So therefore, I'm a numbers guy. I look at the numbers. I've already compared the numbers with mobile homes and real estate, and the mobile homes actually blow real estate out of the waters.
Okay. That's smart.
And that's something that people wouldn't think of, right? Because mobile homes, they're not sexy.
Yeah.
It don't look good. It's not attractive, so it can't make any money. It's not possible, right? That's how we think. Right. That's how we're trained to think. And I'm glad you came up here, man, to kind of, explain how far from the truth that is, right? Yeah. So, okay, let's get, all right, say you get all right, you're at this property, all right? You figured out it's in a good area. The price point, they're asking, they're asking $10,000 for it, right? Well, first off, real quick, before I even ask that question, and I'm gonna jump back to it, what makes a area a good area for a trailer park? Because most times you see trailer parks, or I guess a good market, because most times you see trailer parks, in areas that aren't as, let's say, friendly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it like that, right? So what makes a good market for a trailer park or for a mobile home community?
Well, okay, so if anybody live in a major city, right, and the inner city is going to be more expensive, right, than the rural areas.
Gotcha.
So if you have a mobile home in the inner city and it's closer to the finer things and nice developments in that area, then guess what? The people are going to be willing to pay the price because they know that they're only 10 minutes away from downtown Atlanta, right?
Gotcha.
They know they're right down the street from main attractions. So, and what I do is I like to look up, there's an app called Rent or Meter. All right. So that's Rent or Meter. You can go on that site and I can type in the area that I want to, let's say do an owner finance. I'm trying to figure out like, what's the going rent in this area? It's going to tell me. So once I know that the going rent in Atlanta is $1,350, then I know I can charge somebody $1,350.
Okay.
So they have apps out there that will already determine the market for you.
So that's dope.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about that app. So that's dope. Okay. So most of your homes, do you fix and flip, or is it like 50-50 with fix and flip versus owner finance?
Okay. So actually my company 2 years ago, whenever the pandemic hit, we actually got away from owner finance. And the reason why we got away from owner finance is because me being an intelligent person, I like to study the market. I saw a lot of people, that were in positions to where they can't evict anybody. I didn't want to be in that position. I didn't. I had to go to court. And when I went to court to evict one of the people that was in my homes, luckily, the person that I was going to evict didn't show up to court. I won't say didn't show up. They showed up late. But whenever I was in court, all the tenant had to do at that time was to provide an affidavit stating that they could not pay the landlord or the person that was acting as the bank. They can't pay them due to COVID. All that do is bring a sheet of paper with them, and your case would have got dismissed. So knowing that, I didn't want to be in that predicament. So right now, currently, my company, we are just strictly doing quick flips, and that is it at this point right now.
Okay. So, that wasn't really like owner friendly during that time, because I heard a lot of stories about that where people were, and I know a lot of people fell on hard times, but at the expense of the owner, you know what I'm saying? Because now you're sitting here having to still maintain that property, but you don't have income coming in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that was a tough time, to balance that out. And how did you manage that period? If you had any, properties that you are, leasing out at the time?
Okay, so what I ended up doing was I started selling off the properties.
Okay.
So I started giving the people the option to go ahead and pay me off. So my thing was, I was looking at it like this. Okay, y'all are making $900 a week per person that's inside this house. After a while, y'all going to have enough money to go ahead and pay this house off. And so some people may only have $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 left. So it's like, yo, look, you could finish paying the note. And what I did was I reduced the note. Instead of you paying me $8,000, if you cash me out $5,000 right now, if you cash me out $5,000 right now, the home will be free and clear and it'll be yours. I already made my profit whenever I sold them the home the very first time.
Okay.
I already made it because that's what I like doing. I like to either get my money right up front and then receive mailbox money, which is that residual income every single month, or I don't let 6 months go by without me seeing all of my money.
Okay.
So, that situation is crazy too, because, the government will sign off from them not having to pay you at the moment because of, complications due to COVID. But you guys still owe the banks. You guys still owe the people who, if you're financing it through a bank or through a financial institution, they still want their money, right? So like the government wasn't stopping them from coming after you, right? Is what I'm saying. Or were they?
Yeah, so during that time, like if somebody owed the banks, then, there was a program called the forbearance. So with the forbearance program, they will allow that person an extra 3 months or 6 months or even up to a year without paying them. Mm-hmm. So the banks will withhold, the payments, mm-hmm. However, they will still tack on interest and all that. But I tell people, that gets into a sticky situation. Yeah. Because we still don't understand how the banks work. We still don't understand. And at the end of the day, the bank can say, okay, well, cool. All right, Daryl, so check us out, Daryl. You owe me $2,000, right? Mm-hmm. But what I'm going to end up doing, Daryl, is I'm going to sell the note to Tyler. Mm. So now Tyler may not be lenient like you. Tyler may try to come at you like a shark and be like, no, we need our money now, ASAP. Yeah. And they say, because you got to remember, your rules, Daryl, is not Tyler rules. Mm-hmm. So these banks, if you look at all these major banking institutions, they're owned by families. True. So if I got a brother, I can sell the house that you're renting out to my brother. And my brother could come after you as a shark and say, no, we want our money. The deal that you have with Daryl, that's non-existent. That don't matter no more because I own it now.
That's weird.
I understand it. I understand it because it somewhat protects most of those type people involved, right? Outside of the person who's renting or, the person who's, had an agreement with the original, I guess, owner of that property, right? So getting back to the fix and flips, right? Because you say you don't do much of the owner financing. Start to finish, right? Let's say on average, you find a property, right? You decide that you want to purchase this property. You decide that it needs work. On average, what's the time frame of you finding that property, fixing it up, finding a buyer, selling it, and getting completely out, profiting, getting the money, and getting completely out of that deal? So what's the time frame on it? What'd you say?
Okay, so with me, so my time frame is going to be a little bit more different because we have deals that's always coming in. However, I would say for a person that's just getting started, there's mobile homes everywhere. So let me go ahead and clear that up. I can tell y'all different sites and y'all can go in there and y'all can see mobile homes. Okay. So it's not like, oh, it's a timeline before, so I can, for me to get a mobile. No, you can go in different sites and you can purchase the mobile home. So I don't want nobody to think that they have to do any extra research. However, getting a mobile home for a good deal, that's where the time may come in at. But on average, you should be able to find a mobile home with a good deal if you're consistent within your first 30 days. Your first 30 days, you should be able to find a good mobile home that you can actually invest in. Now, the time frame of somebody actually doing a fix and flip project, that all depends on the crew size and how fast or how slow they move. That's all predicated upon them. If you have a one-man show, then just know that the one-man show is going to probably last you, if they have to renovate everything in the house, probably is going to be around 2 to 3 weeks. If you have a crew, that crew should be able to have that mobile home completed within, I would say, a week's time. The entire mobile home should be completed. So it's not like traditional real estate where you have the guys inside there for months at a time renovating or anything like. No, a mobile home, literally, they can go inside there, they can get everything done, and that's it. They be out. Like my guys, whenever I have a crew of 4 people, that mobile home is done in 4 days.
Sheesh,
that's quick. That's quick money.
Right. So okay, so why aren't more? Here's the thing, man, because I'm constantly trying to like retrain my brain, right, and forget some of the things I've learned up to this point, right, and so right now it's just not makes. Why aren't more people getting into this industry? Is it just the lack of knowledge of this industry? Like, what do you think it is from your perspective? Obviously, I know you can't speak for everybody. But from your perspective, like, why do you think, there aren't more people in this industry?
And just a side question to that real quick. Do you think it's like a stigma around, mobile homes? Because honestly, I believe they're kind of looked down on because they're not like, traditional homes, you know what I'm saying? It's basically like a picture of lower income families, you know what I'm saying? So is that a part of the reason as well?
Yeah, so both of y'all, Y'all hit it on the head.
Okay.
There is a stigma when it comes down to mobile homes.
Mm.
People look at mobile homes and they automatically think 8 Mile, the movie, right? They think trailer trash, all right? They think drug infested.
Yeah.
So therefore, they think dirt roads. You know what I'm saying? Some people think, oh my gosh, when a hurricane comes, it's going to blow my property away.
Yeah.
Right? Well, no. See, one thing people don't understand, even with that stigma right there, mobile homes can actually withstand 70 to 110 miles per hour wind.
Mm.
They can actually withstand. That's actually more stringent than a site-built home. So mobile homes can withstand more wind than a site-built home, guys.
Sheesh.
Wow.
So when hurricanes, let me ask y'all a question. When hurricanes come, the number one state hurricanes usually hit is going to be Florida, okay? We all know that. Do y'all hear any story about any mobile homes in the street in Florida?
No,
you don't.
Now you think about it. No.
No. And in Florida actually have the third largest amount of mobile home parks in the entire United States. So if you never heard any story, then guess what? All of the mobile homes are still sitting there. So it's a lack of knowledge. People don't know what they don't know. And then right now, it's an untapped market. A lot of people don't know anything about mobile homes. They don't even know that you can invest in mobile homes. So right now, even when I go to conference, I meet in different people. When I say I'm a mobile home investor, it blows their mind. They're like, what? You invest in mobile homes? How does that? And then
why would you do that, right?
The first thing they ask me is, how does that work? Realtors don't even know anything really about mobile homes.
That's crazy.
I have realtors calling me saying, look, we got a mobile home in our listing, but I just throw it out. They just tell me, they throw it away because they were like, oh, I don't sell mobile homes. Not knowing that there's money in mobile homes. I had a guy right here in Atlanta. He found me on Instagram. He said, yo, I've been following your page. I got a mobile home. The client wants me to sell at home, and I don't even know how to sell a mobile home. So he was like, can you sell a mobile home for me? Man, I went to go look at it. I paid him $17,500 with no problem. I sold the mobile home for $26,000.
Turnkey? And you didn't have to do anything to it? Really?
No, I didn't do anything.
Wow.
Nothing. Zero.
That's crazy.
Zero. I showed it to one person. And that person bought it. You know, so this game right here is untapped. Nobody knows about it. It's room for everybody to literally come inside here, and there will still be mobile homes that'll be passed around. Like, okay, so Daryl, what city you from? What city you at right now?
Hey, I'm in little Swainsboro, Georgia, man. Small population, yeah.
We both from there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know exactly where you at. And Tyler, where you at?
I'm in Colorado Springs right now, though. Yes.
Okay, cool. So let me tell y'all, there's mobile homes.
Yeah.
And in both of y'all areas, there's mobile homes. You know, some people drive past mobile home parks every single day and don't even know that they're behind that gas station. Don't know that they're behind that McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Don't know that sitting right there behind that Walmart. But you pass by it every single day, and you literally passing by gold mines. In one mobile home community park, I made over $100,000.
That's crazy.
In one mobile home community park, over $100K.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Let's get into this. How hard is it to get funding for a project or an investment like this, right? Like, can you just walk into the bank and say, hey, look, you know, I found this property. You know, I did my due diligence. I know it's worth, 2x what they have it listed at. I need $8,000. Like, how hard is it to get funding to purchase something like that?
Okay, so so to answer your question, right? So here's the thing. When it comes down to mobile homes, banks look at mobile homes as depreciating assets because they are. They're just like vehicles, right? Because you can move a mobile home. It's just like a vehicle. So when you go to a bank and you be like, okay, well, cool, you know, we want this project right here. They're probably not going to fund you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're probably not going to fund you because they look at a depreciating asset. Now, if you go inside and say, hey, there's a mobile home park, because a park now is dealing with the land. So that's real estate. They'll fund that. But an individual mobile home, no. So what some people do is they get personal loans. Like my guy Byron, they got a personal loan. Him and his fiance now. They came together, they got a personal loan for $10,000. Now, currently right now, they have $3.1 million in mobile home assets.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just off a $10,000 personal loan. So here's the thing. I tell people this. All you have to do is get with like-minded individuals if you don't have any money. Now, of course, there's other strategies that you can use if you don't have money, like wholesaling. But get with somebody that's like-minded, just like you. Team up with that person and pool your resources. Just us as a community, we don't pool our resources with other people. You know why? Because we don't trust each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Number one. When it comes down to money, we don't trust each other.
At all.
We've been like, $100? Oh, hell no. let alone $5,000 coming in the pot. We just don't trust each other.
Sure.
I tell people, you got to pool your resources together. I'm getting mobile homes right now for hundreds of dollars. I'm getting mobile homes for free. Less than $5,000. My average mobile home that I purchased.
You said for hundreds of dollars for free. Hold on now.
All right. Plug us in.
Hold on. No, you can't say that and just let it breathe. We gotta explain that a little bit. How are you doing this?
Okay, so when it comes down to free mobile homes, it's all about relationship. It's all about establishing a good relationship with the mobile home park manager and with the owners of the community. Whenever they view you as an asset, then now they want to do business with them. So if you move a mobile home out of the community, he's no longer receiving lot rent for that one lot. Well, if they have a vacant mobile home, then they're still not receiving any money because there's nobody inside that home that's paying them. Well, what we do is we go inside there, we take over those vacant homes, but we tell the owner of that mobile home community to give us the home for free. And we will actually go inside it, renovate the home, and then put a qualified tenant inside that home so they can receive lot rent. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for both parties. Now, of course, there's other ways to get free mobile homes, but that's one of the plays for y'all, just getting inside this industry. But there's so many different ways. Like I said, I get mobile homes for free.
Hey, listen.
Hundreds of dollars. It's nothing.
No, man, listen, you came over here, man, dropping game that I'm sure you probably wasn't even anticipating on dropping, right? So, like, I appreciate you doing that because, myself and Daryl, man, we do a lot of research on different industries. And, I mean, you've already probably, speaking for myself for sure, man, you've already taught me, 5 or 6 things that I had no idea about, when dealing with mobile homes, man, especially the play that you just explained. So, those are all the highs, right? But listen, the thing is, I don't like to solely focus on what can go good, right? So what are the common, missteps or what are the common problems that people have when investing in mobile homes? And how can we avoid those problems?
Maybe some of the lessons you picked up as well. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's a great question. I would say the mobile home industry, it's a lot of pros versus the cons. However, what I like to do with my students is I like to tell them about a lot of the rookie mistakes that I want them to avoid whenever they come into the game. So one of the rookie mistakes that I would tell them is don't just be so eager to buy any mobile home. And I would tell you this, all free homes aren't the best homes to get. So sometimes as a rookie mistake, and that's the reason why I want to point this one out, because I just talked about how to get free mobile homes, but there's some times where a person, when they hear free, when you hear free, people, they run to it. Because they be like, man, it's free. Let me go ahead and run to it. That's not always the case when it comes down to mobile homes, because if it have structural damage, if the mobile home is not level, if the mobile home have roof damage, plumbing issues, electrical issues, now what happens is it become a money pitfall. Meaning you're dumping more money in the home.
And what it's worth, really.
Exactly. So if the home is not even worth it, then it's like, why am I dumping all this money into the home? It's not even worth it at the end whenever I'm trying to actually flip it. So that's one of the mistakes. You definitely want to make sure you have somebody with you. Some of the people, they go out there, they'll do an eye test. If it passed for them, it's like, man, we good. I said, no, go get somebody that know what they're looking at. Have them do a walkthrough. Pay them about $100 to do an inspection on your mobile home, and they will be able to tell you everything that's wrong with the mobile home. Then you will be able to make an intelligent, educated, decision on everything, and then you can get a mobile home. So that's one of the things I tell people whenever you come in the mobile home, definitely make sure you watch out for it. Another thing is make sure you get approved by the parks. So these communities, you have to get approved. The approval process is very, very simple. It's very easy.
Wait. So you have to get approved to buy or approved to flip?
No, so you got to get approved to actually do business inside of their community.
Got you. Okay. Got you.
Yeah, because they're looking at you as, okay, well, you're going to be renting from us as far as the land. You're going to be leasing the land from us. So it's a community. So you got to get approved to be inside a community and own one of their properties. Well, not their property. It's your property, but your property is on top of their land. So you have to get approved. So I tell people before you buy your mobile home, make sure you get approved. The reason being is because you want to make sure that you're always in good communication, and you want to make sure that the rapport with you and the park manager is good. Because if the rapport is not good, then now you have to go through her or you got to go through him to get your buyer approved. Well, if they don't like you, then it's like, we ain't getting that person approved for you.
Gotcha.
So then you end up going through a rift, and now you got to go above their head to try to get a person approved, and you don't even want that headache. I like to have a good relationship with anybody I'm doing business with.
Okay.
So that's another thing people want to definitely make sure that they watch out for, is instead of just going out there and buying a mobile home, you want to make sure that you actually get it approved with the park manager. Another thing I'm going to tell you about is a lot of people, they lose out on deals. So prime example, Daryl, he may go to a mobile home and he may say, man, this is a nice mobile home. Let me go ahead and let me get approved. Well, Tyler may be a little bit more experienced. What Tyler would do is Tyler would go after Daryl, and Tyler would be like, man, I like this mobile home. Let's go ahead and do an earnest money contract, and then I'll get approved. So that's the difference between an inexperienced person and an experienced person. That experienced person is going to lock up that deal right then and there. The inexperienced person is going to walk away from the deal and try to go handle something else. No, what I like to do is whenever I'm renovating a mobile home, whenever I'm inspecting a mobile home, I like to lock up that deal right then and there. So therefore, I already have first dibs because I done put a deposit down on that house before I actually get approved. And then I go from there.
And real quick, right? So, because listen, we want a 12-year-old to be able to come on this interview and understand everything that's going on, right? So can you explain exactly what an earnest deal is? Or
okay, so
earnest contract?
Correct. So earnest money shows good faith between the buyer and the seller. It's just the buyer telling the seller, hey, I want you to hold the property for me. So as a good faith, I'm going to put down something so that you can hold the home for me. Now, my earnest deposit that I put down is usually around $50 to $100, which is definitely not going to kill my pockets because I know I'm about to make thousands of dollars off of this deal. And then from there, if I want to do a fix and flip, I can get approved. And once I get approved for the part, I cash them out the remainder balance. Or if I want to do a wholesale deal, then I'm looking like, okay, well, cool. I done gave them money. Now I can go ahead and find me another buyer to go and purchase mobile home. You know, so earnest money at the end of the day is you just showing good faith between two parties, and the buyer just putting down money so that that seller can hold the home for them.
And is this legally binding, or can that seller just be like, well, I appreciate the bread, but I'm gonna go with another person to keep your money?
Well, okay, so it is legally binding to the fact that if the seller does go to somebody else, they have to return your earnest money.
Okay. Gotcha.
Have to return earnest money.
Okay.
You know, because at the end of the day, a person have the decision to sell their home to whoever they want to sell their home to. You know, so I put down that money because once a person have money in their hand, it's hard for them to sell it to somebody else.
Yeah, true.
So, they're like, man, I got $100 from this person. You know, I can't sell it to you. I already got a deal. We already got a contract.
Yeah.
So to them, it's like, man, like me, I never had anybody who was like, oh, no, I'm going to sell it to somebody else after they did the earnest money. I'm not saying that it can't happen to anybody else, but I'm just saying for myself, in my experience, I never had that happen. But even whenever I'm talking to a seller, once I leave their house, guess what? It's almost as if we knew each other for the last 10 years. Prime example. I'm wholesaling a house. I was with 2 older women in their 70s for 3 hours yesterday in their house talking.
Sheesh.
Now, I'm not telling nobody to do that. That's just me. We just talking about, they telling me in 1974 we did this. I'm like, I'm just sitting back soaking up the old
Soaking it all in.
You know what I'm saying? So the relationship is there. They even told me yesterday that they're going to claim me as their family now.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So with me, I build a certain relationship with people to where we're like this. Ain't nobody can come. I don't care if a person come with extra $20,000. They're gonna say, nope, I can't do that to Abdul. I can't do that.
It's family now.
So that's the type of relationship you want to build with the people, man. Like me, it's not about the money. The money's gonna come. Whatever industry that you're in, if you in it for the money, you're gonna see it. It's going to come. So I said, why not impact the people's lives while I'm in this industry? And therefore, with me impacting the people's lives, I'm able to make way more money. And I found out last year, whenever I give, I will receive. Yeah. So I found myself giving a lot last year. And that's what I'm all about right now. It's all about impacting. It's all about giving. And I'm making way more money. So, that's that.
Okay.
Yeah, when you focus on the impact, the conversation just naturally comes right after, man. So I like that. I like that. I'm not even gonna call it strategy. I like the way you are as a person, man, because that's important, bro. That's how it always happens, bro. But go ahead, man.
Well, what I want to ask, man, is like, okay, let's say you going to buy a mobile home, and maybe the person that owns it, they own the land that the home is sitting on. So, do you buy it as like a package deal, or do you buy the home and maybe they want to get it off of their property, and do you have to like move the mobile home to like a holding spot until you get ready to sell it again? What's the process behind that? You know what I'm saying? And also on top of that, do you go ahead and before you sell it, do you have like the buyer set up with a property owner to where, once they buy the home, they don't have to worry about going to find somewhere to put it? You know what I'm saying? You already have that set up for them. What's the process behind that?
Okay, so I know you asked about 3 different questions in one. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to combine it all. I'm gonna try to combine it all together.
I have to spit them out, man, because my brain
Yeah, no. I'm about to say I understand 100% what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so let's say a person owns the land, but they want to sell their mobile home. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, here's the thing: if the mobile home is affixed, meaning that it's attached to the land, that mobile home is not personal property anymore. That mobile home is real estate property. So therefore, it has to be sold as a package deal. It can't be sold individually. Okay. Because it's affixed to the land. Mm-hmm. So any real estate property is affixed to the land. It can't move. A mobile home, hence the name mobile, it can be moved. Now, if the home is not affixed to the land, then what you want to do is you're going to buy just the mobile home, but not the land. So what happens is, if I get a mobile home like that, then we will move the mobile home to another piece of land. So if you go on my Instagram page, you will see me in the process of moving a mobile home, because I posted several videos of me moving a mobile home. My client a week ago wanted to buy a mobile home and then move that mobile home to their piece of land. He had 3 acres. Well, we did just that. He bought the mobile home. He moved the home to his own piece of land. Got everything set up. Now he's good to go. Let's say the buyer don't have a piece of land, and the buyer wants to move that mobile home to a park. Then you can do that. All you have to do is get with the park manager. But let me give y'all a gem right quick. Before you pay for that mobile home to be moved, which could cost you a pretty penny, you want to get with the park manager and have the park pay for your move. See, a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't do that. So now they spend an extra $45,000 to $10,000 moving a home when the park would have paid for your move. Not only would they pay for your move on some instance, they will actually give you free lot rent for at least 3 months.
Okay.
So, and you may say, well, why would they do that? They know once they have you in their community, you're going to be locked into for 5 years.
Oh, okay. So you have to.
It's going to be 5 years. So now let's do the math. Let's do the math. I'm a math person, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's say the lot rent in that area is $400, right? Times 12 times 5 years. That's $24,000 they will make off of you.
Just so letting the mobile home sit on their property.
Exactly. Wow. So they don't have a problem dishing out $8,000 because they know that they're about to get $24,000 in the next 5 years.
Gotcha. Now that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. You said 8,000, so and obviously I know distance and all that stuff. It depends on this, but is that, let's say 20 miles? Let's say I want to move my mobile home 20 miles, right? And everything is set up at the new location. Like what's the amount that I should be expecting to spend at least?
Okay, so so let's start with a single wide. Okay. A single wide is usually going to be a 14 by 70 mobile home. Now, if you're going to move a single wide mobile home, that's going to be roughly around $4,500. However, I have to always tell people, all depends on your market. Different markets, people are going to have different rates. The average price is going to roughly be around $4,500. If you have a double wide mobile home, that's 2 single wide mobile homes put together. So now they have to transport 2 pieces of mobile home, which is 2 sides, a single wide mobile home on both sides. That's going to be double the cost. So that can cost you around $9,000 to $14,000 depending on the distance. Anything over 50 miles, is going to be an additional cost. So like us,
so it's money in that, example, really.
Right. So with us, we paid $13,500 for our move because it was over 100 miles. So see, that's another bag right there. If you get into the moving aspect,
that's what I was just saying. Yeah.
I was just about to say that because I was I'm a CDL holder, and I know you have to have an 18-wheeler to move a mobile home, right? So, and I'm thinking, right, what would cause the price to be that much under 50 miles? You said over 50 miles, the price goes up, but under 50, it can get up to 13,000, 14,000. Is it the permits, the oversized load, all that stuff? Is that what contributes to the price of the move?
Yeah, so all that plays a part. Okay, so here's the thing. Anything over 50 miles is going to be additional cost. But you got to remember, you still have to have a crew with you. So now you got to pay your crew. And then if you have a double wide mobile home, you got to have 2 drivers.
2 crews, right?
And so one of the guys who came and dropped off the first load, we cashed him out $1,300.
Gotcha.
And he went about his way. That's it. He got $1,300 in one day by driving 2 hours. He drove 2 hours, got paid $1,300, and he went home. Right? So now you got to look at your crew and what your crew is specializing. And I have another video, but the video that I have is a guy actually welding the tongue on the mobile home. And the tongue is what they use to actually hitch the truck up to move the mobile home. Well, if your mobile home doesn't have a tongue on it, then they have to weld the tongue on the mobile home. So you got to have different certified people on your team. That's where the costs usually start to increase at. However, the owner of that company sees the brink of the money anyways.
So, okay, so I got 2 questions. I'm going to ask you one at a time. First, this crew, right? You spoke briefly on it earlier, but how hard is it to find a crew, that you can depend on, and not only that you can depend on, but also specializes in the things that you need them to specialize in? Like, how long did it take you to put your team together to run a successful mobile home business?
Okay, so with me, it actually took me. It was trial and error, right? So it took me really like no. Okay, so here's a quick story I'm gonna give y'all, and then I'm gonna get back to what you said.
Gotcha.
On my very first mobile home deal, I was inside there day and night. I was getting back to my family. I'm talking about 11 o'clock at night. because the deal was about an hour and 45 minutes away from me. Mm-hmm. So me, I'm a grinder, I'm an entrepreneur. And with this mobile home, I tell people, I'm like, look, my grind looks different. Because there was one particular time when I was closing out on this mobile home, I spent the night at that mobile home for 2 days.
Sheesh.
Just working on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to flip it and give my wife a $6,000 check. A profit. A profit now. Mm-hmm. A profit.
She probably told you to stay out, huh?
I'll go find another one.
So she probably told you to stay out then, huh?
Hey, go get another one.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go get another one. But
let's get it.
But here's the thing I want to tell you about this story. As I was fixing and working on a house, a guy 2 homes down from my house, he came and he said, "Excuse me, sir. I just want to introduce myself." He's an older black guy. He said, "My name is Mr. Jarvis." And he said, "I have a ladder down there at my house if you want to use it." Now, let me tell y'all, guess what I was using as a ladder to paint the house? I was using my wife's car.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I was standing on top of my wife's car to paint the top part of the mobile home.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell y'all, my grind is different.
Yeah, you found a way. Yeah. You have to.
I found a way. But then guess what? And I tell people that, I said, man, look, I guess people can call me, I'm a spiritual guy, but if you show forth effort to get something done, God is always going to come, to your aid. He's always going to,
for sure,
move 2 steps closer to you. Mm-hmm. So therefore,
for sure,
I'm standing on the car trying to get this thing done. God come to me and say, look, I got a 10-foot ladder. I can bring it to you. He gave me the ladder and he said, you know what? How about you keep it at the house? Anytime you need it, you can have it. Mm. He said, or if it's at my house, he said, you don't even got to knock on the door. He said, just grab it and take it to the house.
Oh, that's dope.
And guess what? That built up my relationship. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because I actually went to his house. He told me to come and kick it with him. I kick it with him on his porch. And I just simply asked him. I said, hey, do you know how to do X type of work? And he said, oh, yeah, I do that type of work all the time. And I said, well, is there any way that you can help me? That's what he did. He called one of his boys. They went to the mobile home, and then they helped me. Till this same day, I still use that man for my service.
Mm. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Till this same day.
That's dope.
Bro, I'm going to tell y'all this. Your crew may come in mysterious, well, I won't say mysterious. Your crew may come in ways in which they were supposed to come.
That you weren't expecting. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you ain't expect that man to come, offer his help, and you just, I feel like, man, just being a good person, man, you may not always see the fruit of it right then, but it'll always reciprocate back to you, man. So that's, I try my best every day, to be the best person I can and everybody I come in contact with, man, because you never know,
Right. But now here's the thing. Some people will say, man, look, man, let's put all the spiritual stuff away. All right. I don't want to hear that. How do you find a crew? All right. Because that may not happen with me. And it's true. It may not happen for you. Yeah. Okay. So I'll give y'all I'll give y'all a gem. So now the number one spot people don't look at and people don't go to, and I don't know why, is all you simply have to do is go to a construction site. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
As
easy as that sound, a lot of people don't do that. At a construction site, you got your electricians, you got your plumbers, you got your carpenters, you got everything that you need at a construction site.
See, that's smart.
And then the best time to go to the construction site is during what time? What time y'all think?
I'm gonna say,
I don't know.
Darryl hit on the head. Lunchtime.
Okay.
Everybody coming out.
Yeah.
So now you got the opportunity to talk to everybody and let them know what your business do.
Well, see, they always stand around, so I was about to say anytime.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Sometimes, you're unable to go on the site because they actually have a superintendent on the site. And
gotcha.
Anybody that's coming on the site, they're not going to let on. But lunchtime, man, it's free. It's free. Everybody's open. So that's a big gem that a lot of people skip over. There's so many different ways to find, a good crew, but that's one way right there.
Okay, all right, and then so that's dope, and I'm glad you gave the insight, because that's something I definitely would have never thought of myself. I was gonna say the easiest way is probably go to Craigslist, but you probably be hiring the wrong folks that ain't qualified, that can't, you know what I'm saying? So stay away from my advice and take the mentor himself advice. Right. My second question was, okay, you found a house, you've done the work, you've built it up, you've recouped it, it's recovered, it's in good condition to sell. Where do you go to find these buyers? Are these buyers other investors, or are they, the average everyday consumer that's looking for, a long-term home? Like, where do you go to find these buyers to sell these houses?
Okay, so great question. Now, I have a plethora of investors, and I have a large buyers list. I tell you right now, one home right now that I just posted a day and a half ago, I already have over 400 people that want that home. 400 people.
Sheesh.
There's one home that I have right now. As we're talking right now, things are coming across my screen right now for that home.
Is that the one you posted on Instagram, like maybe a day or two ago, saying that you had like 200 offers on it?
Yeah, see, that one, that was the one at 200, but it's at 400 right now.
See, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So that's the same exact one, but now it's at 400.
Okay, so how do you go? So how did you build this list though? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, so one way to build your list is, let's say you have a house, right? And one way that you can find homes and sell homes on is Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people use Facebook to actually, talk and gossip about people. When y'all see me on Facebook, I'm on Facebook closing deals. That's what I'm on Facebook for. All right.
Love it.
That's it. And then I have an investor group of over 1,000 people. And in one of my groups. So I'm either in my group or I'm on Facebook closing deals. So therefore, once I post a home, I have a lot of people that have interest. Well, if you have interest in my home, then what I do is I have a system to where we actually put you into a database. Once I put you on your database and have all these people in my database that's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, double wide mobile home, then it's no brainer. Guess what the next home is going to be? A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, double wide mobile home. I already got 300 plus more people that's looking for that home in that area. So therefore, it's constant cash flow that's coming in constantly. Because all we got to do is find a home and then place it with the right person. They buy it, and then it's a done deal.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask a question like this then. I'm regular Joe off the street, don't know anybody in business, don't know any entrepreneurs, don't have any connections. But I did buy your course, right? I bought your ebook. I don't have any connections. My town is small. How would I find a buyer then?
Well, okay, so once again, let's go back. Now, I mentioned a bandit sign. We're going to use small things. A bandit sign.
Okay. I see where you're going. Go ahead, though.
And sell. I buy and sell. So when people see buy and sell, they're going to ask you, hey, what mobile home do you have in your inventory? Now, guess what? You say, oh, well, I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, double wide mobile home. Oh my gosh, that'd be perfect. When can I see the home? Well, I'm available in between 2 to 4. What time works best for you? Oh, well, I can come see the home at 2:30. Yes, ma'am. I'll see you then. I'm going to send you the address. Boom. Now you have an appointment for 2:30 to go and look at a mobile home. So you're going to have people that's going to be coming to you. The goal for you as an investor is not for you to be chasing deals, for the deals to be chasing you. It's for the people to be chasing you. Whenever that happens, then guess what? You're not doing anything. Right now, if I want to sit back in my office and just chill out, my phone is still going to be ringing. And then I have systems set in place to where deals are still going to be getting closed. So that's the mentality that you want to have as an investor. You want to make sure that the deals are coming to you, but you're not necessarily going to the deals. The people are coming to you, but you're not necessarily going to the people.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Hey, I got a quick question too that we probably should have asked a little earlier, but as far as like selling mobile homes, do you have to go through the same like litigation as far as like selling a traditional home, as far as like, all the paperwork and the the lawyers and all that type stuff, or is it just simply, hey, I have a mobile home, give me the bread, here's the title, however that works? What's that process like?
Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna ask you a question, Daryl. I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever sold a car?
Yeah. Well, I've bought cars. I haven't sold a car, but I've been on that side of
Okay, that's fine. The same way how you would sell a car is the same way how you would sell a mobile home.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something. Going back to what we said earlier, that's another reason why y'all would not see me saying, "Hey, I just bought this single family home right here." That's another reason why you won't see that ever happen. Okay, that's plain and simple. They have to sometimes wait 30 to 90 days to close on a mobile home.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can close on a mobile home same day.
So it's like the whole process is like completely like way faster than just a traditional home. It's like you can get in and out of it, and you on to the next one. So that's the plus that I see from it, definitely.
Hey, let me just go ahead and say this out loud real quick, bro, before you talk, bro. Uncharted Mind will be in the mobile home industry here soon. We have a mentor that we definitely gonna lean heavily on.
Sir.
Abdul, listen, when you see our name come across
the game in and
your
out,
ebooks and your courses, hey, don't be surprised, man, because you got me interested, man.
Right, man. So our community,
for sure, man.
They're all let me stay. So yeah,
right. Let me tell y'all, it's only one paperwork you need to close a mobile home deal.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to him.
One, and that's the bill of sale. The bill of
like
sale,
a car.
Exactly. I'm saying exactly a bill of sale and a title. That's all you.
Okay.
That's all you need. The title shows ownership. The bill of sale is a receipt. Traditional real estate.
See.
Oh man, they flipping through books.
Yeah.
They flipping through books on you, and you just sitting there signing. And let me tell y'all something. The people that are signing don't even know what the hell they're signing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. 99% of people that are signing don't know what the hell they're signing. When I look at my bill of sale is straight to the point. I know every term in my bill of sale. Every term.
Gotcha. So
that's why I stick with mobile homes. It's easy, man. It's easy.
See, I don't blame you, man, because I mean, something that's as easy, well, obviously with experience, right? Because it gets easier with experience.
Correct.
You're very experienced in this business, right? So I'm not gonna say that it's easy starting off, because I'm sure there's a an experience process that everyone has to go through. But a business as simple as this, man, but has the potential margins, that you can gain from doing this, man. I just don't understand why anybody would listen to this interview and not be at least interested in investing. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So real quick, man, can you tell people about your educational, so as far as like how you mentor others to come into this business? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah,
and maybe just a little insight into your programs too, your courses and your ebooks. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So right now I actually have, let's start with the ebooks. I actually have 3 ebooks. My first ebook is The Blueprint to Mobile Home Investing. The second ebook that I wrote is the part 2 of that, A Blueprint to Mobile Home Investing Part 2, which goes more into detail about mobile home investing. And the third ebook is I Only Fear God, the Investor's Mindset. And I highly recommend that to be people's first book. The reason why I recommend that to be people's first book is because a lot of people, one, they don't know their purpose. Inside that book, I talk about how to find your purpose. A lot of people don't know how to be self-motivators, so they can actually motivate themselves, so they don't be looking on the outside to motivate them. They can actually look for the inside and finding out your why. So that's what that book's talking about. A Blueprint to Mobile Home Investing, I literally put my mind in that book. So when you're reading that book, it's literally a GPS to take you from point A all the way to point B inside of those books. That's why it's called a blueprint. Whenever you have a blueprint, you know where everything goes at. And even me in the construction field, just learning how to identify certain things with a blueprint, it made things much clearer. That's why I named it A Blueprint to Mobile Investing, because I make things much clearer. I've had people, and I have the reviews right now, that said my ebook was an entire course. An entire course just in my ebook.
Okay.
It's full of game.
So
Definitely.
right, exactly. So that ebook alone is full of game if you are a person that likes reading. Now, if you are a person that doesn't like reading, you say, I would rather listen to a recording. I do have a course. And I did a 5-week intensive mobile home training. Literally, I took you from the start point all the way through Z. I had different professionals on. The guy who I talked about, Byron, who have $3.1 million in mobile home assets. He's the very first class. So I have different professionals that's coming on, that's giving a game, that's teaching, but you're literally learning from myself. And the people, I have one of my students, she did it last year. Right now, she's already on her 10th mobile home deal. And that class we did. And she made over $50,000. She quit her job. And guess what? That same girl that I'm talking about, this past Thursday, she was with me in Atlanta. She flew into Atlanta, and guess what? She bought a mobile home when she flew in.
Wow.
That's dope. She bought a mobile home for $2,700.
Sheesh. What?
So how much do you expect for her to flip it for? Or has she already flipped it?
Well, guess what? Here's a dope thing. She's partnering with me. And so I'm going to flip her mobile home for her. She already told me what she wanted out of the deal, and anything I get over that, I get to put in my pocket.
Man, listen. Okay, hold on real quick, because I think the timing of this episode is so crucial. It's crucial that we put it out as early as possible because of what's about to happen, right? What season we're in. We're in tax season right now, right? People get these large, especially with all these earned income credits and all that stuff. People are going to get these large sums of money, right? And they're not going to have any, no real plan, right? No, they're not going to have a set plan of what to do with that money in order for it to grow or turn into more, right? So what you just said was interesting, bro, because you said she came into Atlanta, she purchased a mobile home for, you said $2,700, right? $2,700? $2,700, right? And even if you have to fix it, because I personally know people that are looking at $10,000 to $14,000 that they're getting in return for this tax season, right? Somebody just told me this morning, bragging about it, right? So I want them to legit know how crucial it is, for them in their future when it comes to investing and financially and all that stuff, to pay attention to this course, because you can take that $27, find a deal, if you get with the right people, like yourself, put work into it if you have to, and, be out of pocket less than probably $8,000 and, could potentially make a return that's going to double what they got from, income tax, right? So
be smart.
Can you plug in your socials? Exactly. That's what I was about to say. So can you plug in your socials so that these people know exactly where to reach you, right? Because you explained that you have the ebooks. You explained that you have an online course. Tell the people where they can reach you at so they can access these materials.
Yeah, so you can actually go to my Instagram page. I'm actually more active on my Instagram, but you go to my Instagram page. That's at the Mobile Home Closers with the S at the end. That's at the Mobile Home Closers. And once you click on my page, you can go to the link in my bio, and you'll see a Linktree link. And from there, you can purchase my products. And I do offer services that you can buy as well. And if you don't go to my Instagram page, you can go to the mobilehomeclosers.com without the S, the mobilehomecloser.com without the S. And you can be able to see my products and my service right there. But one thing I want to say this too is, a mentor of mine, he reminded me this. And he said, Abdul, because just, sometimes we want to, of course, we share things with people, right? But not everybody is ready to receive the information that you're giving them. Some people are not serious. They are curious. So they are curious to know, okay, what you doing? Okay, that's good. But they're not serious. They're just curious to know what you're doing. And then also, I'm careful with certain people. I know who my clientels are, and I know who my clientels aren't. Because there are people, what happens is that my thing is this, right? I don't force somebody to learn about mobile homes. I don't force them. I tell them, oh yeah, I'm a mobile home investor, or I'm a mobile home specialist. And they ask me about it, I'll break it down, but I don't force anybody. Because what happens is when you start trying to get people to, to buy this and do this, some people are not used to spending $5,000, let alone losing $5,000. See, I know what it feels like in other industries, because I say this: I have never took a loss in the mobile home industry, never, not once, and I don't plan on it. I've never, and I'm not trying to fluff things up. God is my witness. I've never took an L in the mobile home industry when it comes down to loss. Loss, never. Closest thing I did was barely break even, but I never took a loss. But if you get somebody that have never lost $1,000 to invest in something, they're going to hate you for the rest of their life. Versus me, right? I can lose $10,000 today and won't even sweat it. Because I know I can get it back. So what people have to do is, before they get into this, they got to change their mindset.
For sure.
That's what we're here for.
That's number one. So before I even talk to people about buying the mobile home course, and I always tell people, I said, look, what I want you to do is, I don't want you to buy my course. I don't want you to buy my mentorship. I want you to buy my $15 ebook and read that. Because I want to make sure your mindset is right before you even get into my mentorship program.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because if your mindset not right, you thinking, when I pay Abdul, this couple $1,000s for mentorship, I'm gonna automatically find a deal. I'm gonna let him do all of it. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. I'm your GPS, I'm your guide, but you gotta put in the time, you gotta put in the energy and the work. And I promise you, you're gonna see results. My students are definitely seeing results. I have a 64-year-old woman right now that is flipping mobile homes. If you don't believe me, you can go to my Instagram page right now and watch the video.
Listen, that's dope, man. And I love it. I love the fact that you're willing to help the community like that. Because a lot of cats that sell courses, man, they won't tell you, bro. They won't tell you, hey, listen, buy the ebook first. See where your mind at. I know my course $200-$300. So I don't want you to waste money on the, or not waste. Well, I guess waste money if you don't implement on the information. I don't want you to waste money on that. Go ahead and buy the cheaper option. See where your mind at, and if you're ready for it, come back. We'll talk about the next step, man. So now that right there in itself just shows you, shows the people, man, what type of person you are, bro. Because you're selfless. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're about the people, man. Because you could have easily said, hey, buy my course. There's more information in it, because it's more expensive. But you're trying to gauge the mindset, man. So that's super important, man. And listen, we done been on for a while, and we running, we pushing an hour and a half, man. So listen, we ain't gonna have you up here too much longer, man. I do want to say thank you for agreeing to come on,
sir.
Give game, and give it in the way that you get it, bro. Because there's a lot of different deliveries, man, and you delivered in the way that it felt like you wanted to. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And so I appreciate that. We appreciate, you for coming on, man, and blessings to you, bro. Yeah. Going forward.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it, man. And we hope to have you on here again, definitely, if you're willing.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, definitely willing, man. And, one thing first and foremost, I would like to say, thank you, Daryl, thank you, Tyler, for allowing me to be on your platform. I love, giving to the people. And, some people, they be like, oh, my gosh, dude, you're giving a lot. If a person is not willing to give the game, then that shows that they don't know too much about what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah. We don't hear it out.
One of my mentors, yeah, right, for sure.
Correct. Like me, I can go days talking about mobile homes, and I won't mention the same thing I just talked about the day before or the day before that. That's how much knowledge I have in this game, because we've been in it for a long time, But I just tell, of course, the listening audience, if you don't start now, it don't have to be mobile home investing, but if you don't start now, it's going to be 2023, January 23rd, and you're going to be in the same predicament that you were in last year.
Yeah,
and you want to be in that position. You know, you want to definitely be progressively moving forward. So, you know, I tell the listening audience that, man, you got to make a decision, because if you don't make a decision, somebody else will make a decision for you.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know,
gonna be looking back, wishing that you had while they're moving forward. You get what I'm saying? Well, what you could have been doing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, the reason why I said somebody else is, you know, making a decision for them is because whenever you're working, they're making decisions in the back office about you and your position. They either looking to replace you, so they're going to hire your replacement for you to train, and then they're going to fire you, or they're literally seeing how you can benefit their company. So if you're not making your decisions, somebody else is making your decisions for you.
See?
And then you end up
don't be in that situation.
Yeah. No, so
exactly. Have no control. No control, man. So listen, man, there you have it, man. The mobile home closers himself, right? On IG. Make sure y'all follow him. Make sure y'all tap into his ebooks, and make sure y'all tap into his course if your mindset is right after the books, right? You know, this dude clearly has, you know, plenty of knowledge in the game, man. So do yourself a favor, man, and do your future a favor, you know, and invest in yourself, whether that's through my man here, the mobile home closer, or through any other, you know, avenue, man. So listen, man, that's all we have for y'all today, man.
Sir.
You know, we've enjoyed this episode. Very informative. Yeah. And if you've heard it once, listen, go ahead and get some more paper out and rewind it back, because there's a whole lot of information that y'all need to unpack and y'all need to really take in, man. So, again, man, appreciate you for coming on, and we're going to sign off, man.
Sir, we gone.